Chapter 13 Summary. Holden walks 41 blocks back to his hotel on the grounds that sometimes you just feel like walking. It's cold, so he puts his hunting hat back on, noting that he doesn't care how he looks. Too bad he doesn't have his gloves, which someone at Pensy stole. It's also too bad that he's kind of a coward. Even if he did know who stole his gloves, he wouldn't have had the guts to beat the guy up. Anyway, he'd much rather push someone out a window than sock them in the jaw. Heading into yet another bar for yet another drink, Holden assures us he has a great tolerance for alcohol. He puked once, not because he had to, but because he wanted to. Pretty sure we've all heard that one before. He changes his mind, though, when he sees some smelly drunk men coming out of the bar. Holden ends up back at the depressing hotel. As soon as he gets into the elevator man asks him if he's up for a good time. Actually, the elevator man wants to set him up with a woman. And by set up, we mean he wants to pimp out a prostitute for $5. Holden, who by the way has told the elevator man he's 22, says sure. When he gets back into his room, he changes his shirt and brushes his teeth. Classy. Actually, now that the time has come, Holden informs us he's a virgin. Now that he hasn't had a few opportunities, it's just that he never got around to it. The problem is, most girls always tell you to stop. Most guys just keep going, but Holden actually stops. We find this extremely disturbing. Anyway, he figures that now is the chance to get in some practice. Right on time, the girl shows up at his door. She's not bad looking, and asks Holden if he's the guy that Maurice is sending her to. When Holden confirms, she takes off her coat and sits down in his bed in her green dress. She looks nervous, probably because she's about Holden's age.
Holden introduces himself as Jim Steele, and the prostitute, obviously not one for chit-chat, takes her dress off. This, of course, only makes Holden even more nervous. He asks for her name, Sunny, we're guessing not her real name, and then wants to know if they can just chat for a while. She's all whatever and asks him to hang up her dress in the closet. This depresses Holden since he can imagine her buying in a store where no one knew she was really a prostitute. Like maybe he'd feel better if he'd stop imagining these depressing scenarios. Sunny is a bad conversationalist and just wants to get the sex over with already. Holden's not up for it, so he makes up a story about having a recent operation on his clavichord, which isn't much of a body part as much as it is an instrument. Sunny doesn't know this, of course. She does, however, think Holden is cute, much like a guy in the movies, so she sits in his lap. When he doesn't immediately throw her down and go at it, she gets irritated. She demands the money, so Holden gives her $5 that Marie said it would cost. Sunny ups the price to $10 and then basically storms out of the door when he refuses to pay.